This didn't just begin. You're already in it. The shift has already started. You can see it everywhere you look if you look closely, actually. Jobs that used to take people, well, they don't anymore. Self-checkout, automated or dark warehouses, software replacing entire roles. It's not some distant future, it's now, right? And we're in the nascent stages. And it's not just jobs. Look at how you consume things. You don't own music anymore. You stream it. Do you own movies? No, you don't go own movies. You go stream them. Or you can own them online to stream them later, right? You don't even need your own software. You access it. Anybody use Photoshop or the Adobe products, right? Subscription. So there's a big shift from ownership to access already. And it's happening quietly because actually it's more efficient, it's easier, and it removes friction. Well, let's look at another sector. Let's look at production. We can produce more than ever, faster, cheaper, right? And with fewer people involved. So you've got two things happening at the same time. Production is increasing. And, this is a big one, the need for human labor is decreasing. There's a fundamental change going on. Because the old system depends on labor to distribute income, right? But that link is weakening. So now the system has to adapt. And you can already see how it's trying, at least. You've got, like we said, subscriptions. You've got platforms. You've got access-based models, right? Everything is already slowly moving away from ownership toward access, if you can afford it, right? If you have a job that gives you income to access things. So it's moving towards access. Not because of some ideology, because of efficiency or market efficiency, right? Because it works better. And this is just the very early stage. Most people think the system is stable, that nothing major has changed, right? But underneath, the foundation it's shifting. And once that shift reaches a certain point, you don't get a gradual change. You'll get a transition. So the question isn't whether things are changing, it's whether you can recognize it while it's happening. Isn't that something to think about? What are your thoughts on this? So we're already moving away from an ownership-based society to an access-based, ideally the resource-based economy, but we can't have the RBE inside the market system. Currently, your right to life is through labor, right? Your wages. But if there aren't going to be humans in jobs anymore, and there's no wages, how does this work? You know, the Great Depression only had like less than 30% unemployment. What happens whenever we have 40% unemployment, right? 50%, 70, 80% unemployment. This market system can't last anymore. We need to start talking about this before it just hits us blindsidedly, even though many folks are talking about this. What are your thoughts?